Number 5. D.B. Cooper. On November 24, 1971, a man who called himself Dan Cooper hijacked a Boeing 727 aircraft by warning of having a bomb in his briefcase. He demanded $200,000 and 4 parachutes. After having his demands met, he parachuted from the plane at midnight. He has never been found or seen since. His origin and destiny both are still a mystery. This name, D.B. Cooper, was given to him by the media, who mistakenly miscommunicated his name. Despite an extensive manhunt and an ongoing FBI investigation, the perpetrator has never been located or positively identified. The case remains the only unsolved air piracy in American aviation history. Though the FBI contends that Cooper couldn't have survived, it released new composite sketches in 2007 in hopes of closing the case. Number 4. The Man from Taurus. In 1954, a man landed at the Tokyo International Airport. When security asked him to point out his country on the map, he pointed to Andorra. He said that his country's name is Taurus, which has existed from the year 1000, and he had never heard about Andorra before. On the other side, security had never heard about Taurus. His passport, driver's license, and checkbook backed his story. Confused officers sent him to a nearby hotel and left 2 officials outside to keep an eye on him. The next morning, that man vanished mysteriously without leaving any trace behind and was never found again. Number 3. Jack the Ripper. In 1888, 5 prostitutes were brutally murdered as part of a serial killing. The killer cut their throats and abdomen and took out their internal organs. The way the victims had been killed suggested that the killer may have had anatomical or surgical knowledge. At the time of the investigation, police and the media received many letters, supposedly from the murderer himself, with the name Jack the Ripper. But who was he, and why did he target only prostitutes? These are the questions never answered. Number 2. The Man in the Iron Mask. There was a prisoner arrested in 1669 who was kept in a number of jails under the custody of the same jailer. He was held in the prison for almost 34 years. No one had ever seen his face because it was hidden by a mask of black velvet cloth. On November 19, 1703, he died under the name Marchioli. His 1669 arrest warrant included a letter from a royal minister instructing jailers to restrict his contact with others and to threaten him with death if he speaks one word except about his actual needs. There are many stories about him, but none confirmed the actual identity of the face behind that mask. Number 1. Tank Man. On the morning of June 5, 1989, when the Chinese military had suppressed the Tiananmen Square protest, a man protested against them by standing up against the column of tanks. As the lead tank maneuvered to pass by the man, he repeatedly shifted his position in order to obstruct the tank's attempted path around him. The incident was filmed and seen worldwide. There is at least one witness who has stated that Tank Man was not the only person who had opposed the tanks during the protest, but the uniqueness of the Tank Man is that he is the only one who was photographed and videoed with those images reaching the rest of the world. Though a newspaper claimed that his name was Wang Weilin and he was a student, the Communist Party of China rejected this. They declared the man wasn't arrested, and they have no idea about him. Still, there is no reliable information about that man and his fate.